Recording. Okay, so welcome to our Asta Powerproject cost management webinar. In Asta Powerproject, we can have the cost in two ways. Either we are assigning the resources to the activities, and the resources can be permanent or consumable resources. Permanent resources, we are giving a rate or a fixed cost, and for the consumable is a cost per unit. And in this way, we are getting cost. And the second way is the direct cost. It can be a cost or an income. And we have three types of modeling. It can be fixed, time-based, task, work-based. So what does mean? That is a fixed cost is not affected by time. So we are all the time paying the same amount of money. Time-based is, as you understand, that it is, okay, sorry, but I just check my, okay, thank you for feedback. And time-based is affected by time, so if we increase or decrease the time, so the cost also will be less or more. And the task work-based means that in activity we know what is our work. Let's say, for example, we are going to have excavation job, and we have 2,000 meters cubic of soil to excavate. So the other activities, the resources, the cost will come from this work-based. I'm going to today focus on the direct costs. Because the subject is quite large, so we have time only to show this direct cost and not mix the subjects. And I will demonstrate you three type of modelings. So I open my Asta Powerproject, and I'm not going to make an introduce of the interface. I accept you already know. And I click here the new to create a new project. I select the construction template. I have here the resources as the cost centers. And here, let's say, under my cost training, let's say. And here I give the company name, and we can also write here for whom we are doing this project. What else we can do is we can select the start date of our project. Let's say this is the 7th September we are going to start. But all those information can be later on changed. So if we don't know exactly what is the start date of our project, no worry, because later on we can amend all those information later on in the project. So I create now here my project. Now system copying the selected template open me a new project in my desktop. I saved this. Just a quick reminder, on the left hand side we have the project view. We have here all our library elements, almost all. Here we see our resources, so we have permanent resources. There are also like a parent and children. So for example, it's site resources. Underneath we have bricklayers, carpenters, and the other roles. And for the consumable, here is an example. We have just a brick. And what we are today going to do is the cost centers. So we have here project costs, for example. Underneath we have different cost centers. How we are creating is as usually we do. Either we go to from the view tab, and we have here the library explorer. Also from the quick access we can say open the library. And here we have our cost centers. You see here our cost centers, and it's very easy. We just click here, and let's say just an example, F&D cost. We can make it a folder, and later on, let's say that, for example, office rent, we just say a cost. This is later on. We can here actually model, but we don't have to do this because later on we can do this on the activity level. So this is what I have created. Now it appears in the project view under the cost centers. So it is the F&D cost, and let's say this office rent. So this is the way how we are creating our cost centers hierarchically. Also we can do this Okay, so now I'm going to create an activity. You know that either we can type here the duration or enter the name, or we can just simply draw here the activity. Let's say that this is our activity. The duration, I like to work, in fact, using the day information, so we can easily turn this from week to day information. So we see here, let's say, 10 days of duration activity, and we give a name for this. Now we have our activity, and what I need to do is I will assign a cost on the activity. As the Asta has the logic of drag and drop, the costs are also working in the same way. I just select my cost and I drag and drop on the activity. Now I don't see anything because in the format this is turned off, cost allocations. So I just click here and I see now my cost as well. And you know that in Asta Powerproject, the spreadsheet works almost same like in Excel. So this is a column based. We can always able to resize, move the column wherever we want, and we can also able to add new columns. So I right click here, I say add a column, and I will select here the cost. And you can do this from the beginning again, and each time you can say cost, but you can also do when you are in this table, you can select here add, it is much easier. And here I select this time the net value, so it's going to be cost minus income, and it will give me the net value. So maybe we change also the places, so you see it is quite fast, we can change the places. And I will show some other functionalities. It is really very similar to Excel. So the cost is now coming like just a £1, and it is because of how it is modeled. In the library, this model was according to the fixed cost, and the cost was just £1. But when we want to change this on the activity level, I select the cost and double click on this, and this new window is opening and giving me all the details of the project. So it says that it's allocated to which activity, this activity task A, and this is the project costs. We can go to here the cost allocation, and this is the where we are making our modeling. The first thing is we are making a decision if we are entering now a cost or an income. It is other than the Primavera, we can make here also separately, we can enter directly our incomes. So we will do this today. Now I'm selecting the cost, and here this is my calculation type, my model, and three models are available. The first one is fixed, time-based, and task work-based. We will see all of them. So starting with the fixed cost. So as you understand that fixed cost is a fixed cost, so we enter a value, let's say that this is £1,000, so it will now make the cost is 1,000. It is like in Excel, we just select the column and we can also type here what is the value for the cost. We didn't say anything income, so in the net we are in the minus, so it is shown in the brackets, it says that we are in minus. What we are doing with cost, we can see them much to analyze. We can open the histograms and we can analyze them. So I go to the View tab and I'm adding here a new histogram. So on the bottom of the screen, there's a new pane which is ready to show me the histogram. But I don't have anything now because I didn't select what exactly I would like to display. So first of all, I am selecting here what I want to show. So it is my, I want to show my project costs. And the second thing, which histogram I would like to use. We have here a wide range of histograms already prepared in Asta Powerproject. It is coming when you buy the software, they're available. But of course, if you need something else, you can always create your own histograms. Let's say that I would like to display the monthly cost. So here it is showing me 2000, it is in the September, but when I drag this, let's say to do also extend this duration to October, you see that now I see my cost is also in October and September separately, because I'm looking now to monthly cost. And you see that the cost is not changing when I change the duration. It is always same. It's always 2000, and the distribution is just changing along the taking from the linearly. It's distributing here. So I can add another histogram. Let's say here insert new histogram, and I'm still displaying project costs. And this time we can look, for example, total cost. The total cost is the cumulative one. It's showing me how it starts, and monthly I see here my cumulative values. Of course, you can show this weekly, how it is growing along the time. What is good in Asta Powerproject, we can actually independently analyze our costs. We can independently plan our costs. It is now starting the same point with our task and also ends the same time as our task ends. But it's not a must. Anytime I can change. For example, let's say that I want to later on my task is going to start, but later on I will start to pay for this activity. I can do this just moving or dragging. So it is saying that now, for example, I made the first month is 1000 and the second one is also 1000. I'm going to pay. But you can enter these more accurate numbers. So I select my activity, the cost, and here I have my start and finish settings. So let's say that, for example, I'm going to start 5 days later. So I can write here a monthly, daily, weekly, whatever you select here. H is for hour, D is for day, W is for week. So you can type here, the system will recognize. And let's say here we also finish 5 days later. So you see we are starting 5 days later and we finish also 5 days later. So whenever I drag my task, so you see that this relation is always staying same. We can also say we are going to have points spent. So let's say that, for example, when my activity finishes and let's say that 3 days later I'm going to pay. So again, when I now extend my duration or minimize it, this relation is always staying in the same way. And you see here we don't have any cost in the first month, but in the cost we have in the second month. We can create multiple actually point spans, how we are going to schedule. Let's say that we again here drag and drop, maybe don't change the number, so I maybe enter here, let's say we will finally we do maybe 1000. So I click the second one. I also say it's a point spent, and let's say that at the beginning of the work I'm going to pay, and maybe let's say one more thing from the start, 5 days later I'm also going to be I'm also going to pay. So here you see my so we enter here also a value. So here you see that we have in the total we have the 1000 pounds, and we have separated this into 3 parts. So in the first month we have 2 points, and in the second one we have just 1. But we can move, for example, the activity. So you see here how it is changing. If we drag the activity, you see it is the first, the activity start, we have 2000, and after activity starts 5 days later, so it's in October, we have 300, and in the November, we have the rest, so it is the 500. So it is really very powerful how we can analyze and how we can plan actually our cost in Asta Powerproject. So this is the fixed model. Now I'm going to just delete them, and now I would like to show you the second method, which is the time-based. So I select here my time-based. What is time-based is we are saying that we are selecting a unit. We can pay daily, monthly, hourly, quarterly, yearly. We are selecting here how we are going to pay. Let's say that here we will pay daily, and just make a round number 100. So it will give us, it will multiply the value which we give this with the task duration, and will give us the total cost value. So here we have duration, obviously 28 days, yes, we see here, and it is multiplied by the rate, and it is giving us the cost. Actually, we are able to here put also the rate information. So it say that 100 pounds daily, and we can change, for example, the rate. Actually, it is going to be 2000. So you see, my cost is now changed. If I change here the cost, so it will calculate my rate because it is taking the duration. Or the thing what I can do, I can change the duration. So it will calculate me with this given rate. It will multiply the duration and will calculate for me the cost. So what I'm trying to say is it is depend on the time, and when I extend or shrink the task, so the cost is going to change. It's not like in the fixed cost. The fixed cost was not affected by the time duration. Okay, and I want to also show, for example, our income we can enter. So I just select here and I add another cost, but this time we are selecting it is not a cost, but an income. Here also we can make a decision if we want to enter as a fixed, maybe our income, or as a time-based. Let's say that's a time-based, daily. Maybe we give a bigger number than the cost. So here I have my income, and here I have my cost. Okay, we have changed here. So I have here income, I have here cost, and you see here we have now our net value is a plus, now is a 500. Also, we can display this using the histogram. So I add a new histogram. I select again the project cost, and this time I will select here net cash flow. So this is income minus cost. So you see here my cash flow diagram. If we change, for example, our income position, so we are going to pay, but we are getting money later on, which causes us a negative cash flow. And we know that here, for example, we need to borrow money, separate the money, or we need to also change how we are going to pay to stay as logical as less in the negative cash flow. So it is really helping a lot to plan our cost management. So here the same thing actually. We can say also a point spent. This is exactly the same as in fixed cost, so I'm not going to repeat the same information, but you know that we can always change our cost or income position, make them point spent, and so on. Also, as I told you, it is very similar to Excel. For example, we want to highlight the net value, let's say, so I can select the column. I can go here, the format cells, and let's say that I want to give here maybe a color. So please see here, I have now this net value column is now in a different color, and I can also select the cell and say the font For example, I want to make it bold, so it is going to be bold. It is really working very similar with Excel. And the other thing I would like to show, it is also very nice functionality. I can add as many as columns for the same information. Let's say that I want to add here another cost column, but this time I want to display in a different currency. So let's say this is in euro I want to see. So you see that this is the cost in pounds, and here I have this, for example, I'm paid in a different value, but I'm going to pay in a different value. So you can open as much as columns as you want for the same value, and you can here display different informations. Okay. Okay, maybe. And when we ever change our the cost change, so it is automatically will display, we will calculate and display in the other value. You can add many currencies according to your country. It is not a problem, and it is in the library actually. You can here have a look. It's in the currency unit, and here we have, for example, for now these two, and you simply write here the new currency and give here an exchange rate and make a decision if it is for the divide by or multiply by, and create your own country currencies. For now I don't need this one. So continuing with the adding the cost columns, so maybe I just put it a little bit here. Okay. Okay, so I want to, for example, show some more columns for the cost, and I will add one more cost. The first one, let's say that I will say is my total cost. And the second one, I would like to show, for example, separate the monthly my cost. For example, for the September, I go and select, for example, date range starting from 1st September to the end of September. So let's here type also the September 15, and this other one, let's write for October. So what we need to do is we need to change here to October, start and finish, and let's say is apply and close, and you see here now my monthly cost. So here you see also in the histogram, in the first month is September, we have 3,600, and in the second month in October we are cost 1,600, and the total cost we also see in another column. So it is quite nice, and I think you will like also this new functionality actually added in 13. Let me just find this. It is under the allocation is a non-linearity. Okay, so when I click on this, and I have here also a new tab, non-linear allocation. As a default, I have linear. So you see that my cost is separated for each week, each day period. It is same. It's always 200. But I can change this. I can say, for example, for the resource curve in the library, I have really lots of choices, but you can still create your own profiles. So let's say that I have a bell shape. It is more visible in here, for example, here or also. So here you see now our total cost. So it is now a bell shape. So what is the bell shape? We have the payment in a different way. At the beginning we are paying less, then it is going more, and later on it is again making smaller. So if I select, for example, front and back loaded, so this time I am paying more at the beginning and at the end of the activity, and in the middle I have the zero values. So you can actually define different, for example, I have for the same task many different costs, and each cost you can have a different profile, and the system will calculate this and will give you the shape using the different profiles. And how you can change the profile, you just click here for the properties. We can give a new name here, and now we are starting to type. For example, we will say here 5, I don't know, it is 7, and this is the way we enter all the values, yes, and later on we say, we also make a decision if we want to have, for example, 10 points, or we want to, how we want to see. If I say recalculate now, according to what I have entered, it will give me a new graph, and I can use this profile for the related cost. Okay, and just checking my notes not to forget anything. Okay, so I have shown you these things. Just need one. Okay, so I also would like to show you maybe my actual cost we can enter. So here I have in the cost, I have here actual cost. Okay. Okay. So what I need to do is, first of all, I want to take the project a baseline. Let's say this is my baseline. Let's finish. This is now showing the baseline. And I will go to my library, and I will also open some progress periods. Let's say it's just 2. And I would like to hide my baseline, and in the format bar charts I will say which progress period line I would like to see. Okay, what else I can add here? Maybe I add here another histogram now, and this is the project cost, and I want to now compare my baseline with my current costs. Maybe I add here also a legend to understand the line. So it is my actual, it's my baseline cost. It is just to tick this line. Maybe I just make them a little bit less thick. So here we can make decision how we would like to see our lines. Say okay, close. Okay, now it is better with. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I select my task. I go to the home. It's a quick entry. I select here which progress period I want to enter. So let's say this first week, and this adjunct. So it shows me that my first period is like here, and here you see that I didn't do anything for now. I just want to select here the timelines. Okay. So I select my activity, and I can type also, or I can select here the percent. Let's say that this is 10%. And when I select this immediately, you see here the blue line as a baseline, and this is the actual cost. And here you also see my actual cost. It is actually coming like planned actual cost, but anytime I can just change. My cost was more than I thought, and you see here now I have a difference. I have now more than I have planned the cost, so you see here the differences immediately. And I say F9 to schedule my project, and now let's go to the week 2, and here we enter, for example, 20% of cost, and here we also light, for example, we say maybe we just a bit exaggerate to see the difference to 3000. Here it is giving the total, and now you see our difference between baseline and the actual one. And anytime we can click here and we can say this export to Excel, and you can take these S-curves to Excel. So this is how we are entering progress and how we are comparing baseline with the current cost. So we have now the last model. Just let me to delete them, and I also don't want to see the progress. And okay, now the histograms are now empty because I don't have any activity and cost. And let me draw another one. We need to a little bit modify our columns because it's a different type. I maybe show you like this. I added here the cost, and now we are going to do last model, task work based. Now it is 0, you see, because we need to do one more thing. I go to the add columns, and I here say task work, and maybe I also add here the task work rate. Let's say this excavation activity. So this is our activity. This is an excavation, and we know how many meters cubic of soil we need to excavate. And right here, for example, it is at 2000 meters cubic. So the system is taking the value, and you can also reach the same place using the effort and modeling. So you are here writing the task work, and here you can select the units. You can add new units also again in the library. And here, what is our task work rate? So we can here say daily, monthly, weekly. What is our work rate? Let's say it's daily we do 100 meters cubic soil we are able to excavate. So it will divide to 2. So my task duration should be 10. Yes, 20. Okay, so I select, you see it is now 20 day this activity taking place, and the cost is coming from our modeling. We said that it's a task work based, and it is taking here task work, so it is now 2000 meters cubic, and here we are giving the value, the cost for per meter cubic. So we say that how many, okay, let's say this is 10 pounds we are going to pay per meter cubic. So according to this, now it will calculate as the cost. So it is now 20,000, yes. And now when we change our duration, actually our cost will not change because it's not depend on the time. Either it is a fixed cost because we can change this. So it is the duration is only changing my work rate, my productivity. So if I can also type here, for example, let's say this 50. So now it is making to 40-day duration because it is half effective than I planned at the beginning. So we are using the work rate to change our duration to calculate. And if I change my task work rate, let's say that it was 2000, but it turned out that actually our scope is more than twice. So when I click here, please look at the cost. So the cost is now also 2 times more. So whenever I change my task work, my cost also going to change. In this way, actually, you can assign many different costs and different values, which is taking always from here. Let's say, for example, here we pay only 3. So whenever now it is taking all the total costs, one is 20 and the other one is 6. So the total is 26,000. And look at here, when I change the task work, everything is automatically calculated. So I don't need to consider the cost, how I should change. Yes. Okay, and here the same thing, of course, we can always plan in a different way. This is true for the all type of the models. These are all the models actually we have done. Now I want to show you for the last thing, because until now we have assigned the cost onto the activity level. Yes. For example, I create here few just activities, and let's make it a quick link, and we summarize them, and let's say this is our phase 1. And you see that we have now a WBS, and underneath we have 4 activities. And let's say that we have a cost which is not related to the activity but related to the project, maybe, or this work package for only maybe for this phase. So let's imagine that we use this one F&D cost which we created at the beginning. This is the office rent. The office rent is not related to the activities. We are going to pay this for the time based, how long we rent this place we are going to pay. So it's related to the work package or the project. So I just drag and drop onto the WBS level. So you see here our rent, and now I just make is a time based, and I'm saying that monthly I am paying, let's say, £1,000. So it is now showing me, because I have a strange duration, so it is giving me this number. So if I let's say extend, for example, I have a delay and my duration is extended, you see here my for this office rent my cost is also increasing. So this is actually everything about the costs. I hope you found the webinar useful. And if you will have any questions, please send us your question. I will try to reply as soon as possible. So thank you very much for your time. So see you next time. Have a nice day. Bye.